The Blackwood mansion had stood at the edge of the town for as long as anyone could remember. Its looming spires and dark, ivy-covered walls had always inspired hushed whispers and fearful glances from the townsfolk. Stories of strange occurrences, ghostly apparitions, and eerie sounds at night were passed down from generation to generation. Yet no one dared to venture inside until now. Emily was new in town. A freelance journalist with a knack for uncovering hidden truths, she was drawn to Blackwood Mansion like a moth to a flame. Her editor had been skeptical, warning her about the old tales and advising her to stick to safer stories. But Emily's curiosity outweighed her caution. She rented a small house nearby and began her investigation. On a crisp autumn morning, she made her way to the mansion, armed with a camera, a flashlight, and a notepad. The iron gate creaked open with a reluctant groan, as if warning her to turn back. Ignoring the chill that ran down her spine, she stepped onto the overgrown path leading to the front door. As she pushed the heavy wooden door open, the air inside felt different, heavy, laden with the scent of age and decay. Her footsteps echoed in the vast foyer, bouncing off the cracked marble floor and the faded grandeur of the dusty chandeliers. She took a deep breath and pressed on, determined to uncover the mansion's secrets. The first few rooms were disappointingly ordinary, filled with cobweb-covered furniture and dusty portraits of stern-looking ancestors. But as Emily ventured deeper into the mansion, the atmosphere changed. The temperature dropped, and she felt an inexplicable sense of being watched. In the grand library, she found her first clue. A leather-bound journal lying on a mahogany desk seemed out of place in the otherwise neglected room. She flipped it open, her eyes scanning the elegant handwriting. The journal belonged to Eliza Blackwood, the last known resident of the mansion. The entries were dated over a century ago, detailing strange occurrences and a growing fear that gripped Eliza's heart. October 13, 1902. The shadows have returned. They whisper my name at night, their voices soft yet menacing. I see them out of the corner of my eye, but when I turn, they vanish. I fear I am losing my mind. Emily shivered, feeling a cold breath on the back of her neck. She spun around, flashlight beam darting across the room, but found nothing. Determined to remain rational, she convinced herself it was just her imagination. She continued reading. October 20th, 1902. I have discovered the source of the shadows. It is the mirror in the attic. Grandmother always warned me never to look into it, but curiosity got the better of me. Now I am cursed. The shadows are not just figments of my imagination. They are real, and they are coming for me. The attic. Emily felt a mixture of dread and excitement. This was what she had come for, a tangible lead. She closed the journal, tucked it into her bag, and made her way to the attic stairs. Each step creaked ominously under her weight, echoing through the silent mansion. The attic door was ajar, revealing a dimly lit space cluttered with old trunks, forgotten toys, and sheet-covered furniture. In the center of the room stood an ornate mirror, its surface reflecting the weak light from a small, grimy window. Emily approached it cautiously, remembering Eliza's warning. The mirror was beautiful, with a frame of intricately carved wood, depicting twisting vines and eerie faces. Its surface was unnaturally clean, untouched by the dust that blanketed the rest of the attic. She felt a strange pull, an urge to look into it, but resisted. Instead, she examined the frame closely and found a hidden compartment. Inside was a key and a note. The key to freedom lies beneath the house, but beware, the shadows guard it fiercely. Emily pocketed the key and turned to leave, but something in the mirror caught her eye. A shadow moved, distinct and deliberate. Her heart raced as she realized it wasn't her reflection. She backed away slowly, refusing to look directly into the mirror. As she descended the stairs, the temperature dropped further. The shadows seemed to follow her, whispering her name, just as they had with Eliza. She quickened her pace, feeling their presence growing stronger. In the basement, she found a hidden door, the key fitting perfectly into the rusted lock. The door creaked open to reveal a narrow passageway leading deep beneath the mansion. The air was damp and cold, the walls lined with strange symbols that seemed to pulse with an unnatural light. At the end of the passage was a large circular room. In the center stood a stone pedestal, and atop it, a small, ancient chest. Emily approached cautiously, her flashlight flickering as if sensing the malevolence that filled the room. The shadows were everywhere now, swirling around her, their whispers growing louder. She felt their icy fingers brushing against her skin, urging her to leave. But she was too close to turn back. With trembling hands, she opened the chest. Inside was a small, intricately carved box. As she lifted it, the shadows recoiled, hissing angrily. She knew instinctively that this box held the key to their power. Destroy it, a voice whispered in her ear, Eliza's voice. Emily didn't hesitate. She hurled the box to the ground, shattering it into pieces. A deafening scream filled the room as the shadows writhed and twisted, their forms disintegrating into nothingness. The oppressive cold lifted, replaced by a warmth that spread through the room. Emily felt a sense of peace wash over her, knowing she had freed the mansion from its curse. She climbed back up, feeling lighter with each step. Outside, the sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the old mansion. It no longer seemed menacing, but rather a sad relic of the past. Emily took a deep breath, her mind already racing with the story she would write. The tale of Blackwood Mansion would captivate her readers, but only she would know the true terror she had faced and conquered. As she walked away, she glanced back one last time. In an attic window, she saw the faint outline of a woman, Eliza, smiling down at her. Emily smiled back, knowing that the mansion's secrets would remain safe with her. That night, as Emily sat at her desk, typing out her story, she felt a chill in the air. She paused, looking around her small house. The shadows seemed to dance just out of sight, whispering her name. She shook her head, dismissing the thought. After all, the curse of Blackwood Mansion was broken. Or was it?